Welcome to Elevated Sports. I'm Kyle Johnson.
I'm Billy Mock.
Today we're talking. We're the only thing in sports that is still left. NFL free agency.
And unfortunately, travel has been stopped by teams.
Yeah,
so I don't know if that's going to slow down the free agency or not. Obviously, we are a technologically advanced society.
The only difficult thing about it is going to be the physicals.
Yeah, for sure.
But I don't know. We'll see. We'll find out. But for now, we saw free agency, so we're going to talk about it. So you got a list from NFL.com?
CBS Sports.
CBS Sports. He has a list from CBS Sports with the top 101 free agents.
Yes.
That's a long list. We're not going to go through the top 101 free agents. Rather, Billy is going to go through the top 20 free agents, and I have created a list of where I think the best landing spot would be for those teams, or for those players, and we'll see if you agree or disagree, and we'll go from there.
Okay.
Maybe you have some different thoughts.
I probably do, considering some of the players on this list.
Probably.
Here's number one, the Dak Attack.
Dak Attack.
Mr. Prescott out of Dallas.
So, I currently have him staying with the Cowboys.
Yeah.
I say that, and he hasn't reached an agreement yet they've offered him an exorbitant amount of money for some odd reason.
Yeah. It's the Cowboys.
And he still hasn't agreed to it. But I don't think he's going to get more money anywhere else that he goes. So
I agree.
I don't see him leaving Dallas.
I catch that.
You catch that?
Yeah.
All right. Good. I'm glad you agree with that statement because that's the best option for Dak.
Yeah.
If he wants to make his money.
Not necessarily the best option for Dallas.
No, not the best option for Dallas.
Because I think if you are giving him that money, I think you lose out on Amari Cooper, which we're getting to.
Okay, all right.
Which we're getting to.
Okay.
Number two, though.
Chris Jones.
Chris Jones.
Oh, sorry, I stole your thunder. Who's number two on the list?
Chris Jones.
Chris Jones? Oh, dang.
Defensive lineman from Kansas City Chiefs.
So, the Kansas City Chiefs do not have a lot of cap space currently.
Yes.
They'll probably end up cutting a player. But there has been talk about them using the franchise tag on Chris Jones. However, Chris Jones, I believe that he believes he is one of the top defensive talents at his position. And what I was reading on NFL.com was saying that Chris Jones wants to get paid big. So, I do not believe that he will be back with the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Actually, I think he's going to go to the Dolphins.
The Dolphins?
I think the Dolphins are going to make a big splash with Chris Jones this offseason.
I like that take.
They have a lot of cap space. Let's see. Miami has $88.1 million.
Yeah.
That's plenty of money to make a big splash free agency signing with a big name player.
Yeah.
And they just so happen to need a defensive lineman.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, seems like a good place. I mean, they once signed Ndamukong Suh.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be surprised if Chris Jones follows in that same path. Maybe 1 or 2 year deal, go down to Miami.
Yeah. I agree.
Get his money.
Yeah.
You agree with that?
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Originally, when I was writing this list, next to Chris Jones' name, I put Chris Jones again. So I had to remember.
Chris Jones is going to Chris Jones.
Chris Jones is going to Chris Jones.
Here's number three, Drew Brees.
Drew Brees. I don't think we're going to have an argument on this one. I think he returns to the Saints.
Well, he did say he did want to return 1 year to play anyway, and we assume that is
right. I don't see him playing anywhere else.
Yeah.
He's basically grown up there. Other than I think he played like maybe a season or two with the Chargers.
Yeah, a few seasons. Nobody remembers that.
Nobody. Yeah.
That was like in the 1920s. Speaking of an old guy.
Yes.
Tom Brady.
Yes. My boy Tom Brady.
Yeah.
I have him going to the Bucks.
What? I thought you said it was Phillip Rivers.
No. Oh, no. That's not Phillip Rivers.
Okay, go back to another video we had because I'm pretty sure you predicted that Phillip Rivers was going to the Bucks.
Nope.
He knows it. He knows that he said that. He knows it.
No, I didn't. I didn't say that.
Okay, well, okay.
If you find it in another video, please let me know and call me out for it. But please be gentle about it. I'm very fragile.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Yeah. What do you got to say?
There
about
has
this?
been a lot more momentum moving in this direction in the last couple of days with Brady going to the Bucks than it was a couple weeks ago when we were talking about this topic.
Here's the. If you're the Buccaneers and you're going to sign a veteran quarterback, do you want Phillip Rivers or do you want Tom Brady? Do you want Phillip Rivers, some guy who's proved to be mediocre, sometimes a little bit better? Or do you want a quarterback who's considered the greatest of all time?
Well, out of the two, I'd pick Brady.
They're both older.
Yeah, out of the two, I'd pick Brady.
Here's the thing. I think Brady has 1, maybe 2 good years left.
Yeah.
And if you watch previous videos, you think, I've said, he's probably retiring. That's just me being pessimistic. Now I'm being optimistic. I think he has 1 or 2 good seasons left. I think with the supporting offensive cast that the Bucs have, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, O.J. Howard, they're probably not going to keep O.J. Howard and Cameron Brate.
Yeah,
because they just signed Tanner Hudson.
Yeah.
I believe that is a strong enough cast in offensive talent to keep Brady afloat. They have a growing defense. I think that it would make sense for Brady because they have the pieces there and they have the money to pay him.
It does make sense for Brady to do that.
I would love it, and I sure hope the coronavirus is over by then because I would love to see Tom Brady actually play.
The big question is there's 2 variables in this. Does Brady want to go to Tampa, and do the Bucs want Brady? And it seems that the Bucs do want Brady. Reports have come in recently that they're prepared to go all in.
But does Brady want the Bucs?
Does Brady want the Bucs?
That's what it boils down to.
I hope he doesn't. I hope he doesn't want the Bucs. Go out to LA.
Where do you think he's going? Oh, you think he's going to LA?
No. I personally think he's going back to New England.
You think okay? Well,
I think he's going back to New England.
I would not be opposed to that. I wouldn't be opposed to that.
Of course, you wouldn't be opposed to it. But if he does go anywhere,
if he's going anywhere else, he's going to the Bucs.
In my opinion is that he's going back to New England. But if I was to tell him what I think he should do in my biasedness, I would say go out to LA.
You would tell him to retire.
You know what? That is actually, I'm catching that statement right there. Let's move on. Number 5, AJ Green.
So AJ Green, there's not really much to talk about. The Bengals have already talked about franchise tagging him.
Yeah.
All signs are pointing to that happening. And in large part, this is because Joe Burrow's like, yo, I don't want to get drafted by y'all unless y'all have AJ Green. Yeah. So the Bengals are going to do whatever they can to make Joe Burrow happy.
Yeah. How do you think AJ Green's season and Joe Burrow's season plays out with Burrow throwing to Green and whatnot?
I don't know. Can AJ Green catch from a hospital bed? I think it's a terrible decision by the Bengals.
Yeah.
I don't think AJ Green is healthy enough to be worthy of being franchise tagged.
I agree with that.
But their money, not mine.
Next one, a guy we just were mentioning, Phillip Rivers.
All right, I have Phillip Rivers going to the Chicago Bears.
Elaborate.
Okay. So I looked through the AFC and NFC teams and their listed needs.
Yeah.
There weren't too many teams that need quarterbacks. I can't see the Patriots going for an ancient quarterback like Phillip Rivers when they could get Tom Brady. I feel like a team that needs a quarterback because Mitch Trubisky sucks. And Phillip Rivers wouldn't be too far out of their price range. They probably don't have a high enough draft pick to get the quarterback they want this season.
Yeah.
I feel like, getting a seasoned quarterback like Phillip Rivers would keep them sort of relevant this year. They got enough money, but they don't have tons of money, so they're not going to make a big splash signing. But they could get a veteran like Phillip Rivers for a year or two. Not a great option for him, but I guess that's the risk you run when you draft Mitch Trubisky.
I don't know if I agree with this. I mean, I could see it working, but I feel like I remember the Bears coming out and saying that Mitch Trubisky was their guy. I mean, even this season,
they may have.
Even this season, they came out and they said, he's struggling, but he's going to be our guy for the next 2 or 3
Where
seasons.
would you have Philip Rivers going?
I mean, well, I'm thinking about the teams that are kind of in this whole quarterback free agency hoopla.
Right.
The Bucks, the Chargers, the Patriots, the Titans, the Colts.
Mm-hmm.
Am I missing
one? The Saints, but they're gonna.
Yeah.
This has the Giants on this list. The Giants are apparently looking for a quarterback.
Personally,
I don't think the Giants.
Personally, in my opinion, I think I could see him going to the Colts.
Okay.
Bucks. I don't think the Bucks want him because obviously the Bucks are going all in on Brady, right? If they're going all in Brady, I mean, I don't see what they would do in trying to get Rivers. Obviously, Rivers is not going back to LA.
No,
because LA has said they're moving on.
Yeah, and the fact they released him.
Tennessee, I expect them to stick with Tannehill.
I would too.
And then who was the other one I said?
The Colts.
I said the Colts. I said he's going to the Colts. What was the other team I said that is in the... Oh, the Patriots. And obviously the Patriots are not going to go for it.
Right.
I think that leaves the Colts, And the Colts and I think the Titans, if they move on from Tannehill, which I don't think they will, I think the Titans would be in second place in the running for Rivers. Because the Titans, they have the running game. They may not have to rely on Rivers so much.
Right. The only problem I have with that is, the Titans are finally getting something going. The last thing they want to do is ditch their young quarterback who's proven he can play well.
Yeah.
And get an old guy.
Yeah. Well, that's why I say I think Tannehill definitely goes back to Tennessee. But in the case that he doesn't, I think Tennessee's that next team that would go for Rivers.
Right.
Which is why I think the Colts, almost by process of elimination, end up with Rivers.
See that? I don't know. I disagree. I had the Bears by process of elimination getting Philip Rivers. Because the Bears are going to draw the short stick here. Let's look at their cap space. $16.6 million, I think. Is that what it said? Yeah, $16.6 million. They don't have a lot of cap space. However, the Colts do have a lot of cap space. They can make a big signing. So I think by the amount of money they have and their needs, that the Colts are going to make a bigger signing than the Bears will.
So you think they go for a bigger name quarterback?
Wink.
And I already know who you think is going to the Colts.
All right, who's next on this list?
Amari Cooper.
Amari Cooper. Here's the interesting thing. I have the Cowboys keeping Amari Cooper. Okay. I have been placing a franchise tag on Amari Cooper.
Okay, that's what I was thinking is that they probably do.
Because they cannot afford to pay both Dak and Amari Cooper long time right now.
Exactly. And that was my question. That was kind of my question originally when we were talking about Dak, is if they sign Dak to that money, will they be able to sign Cooper to the money that Cooper wants, right? Because I think Cooper's in a position where he can go anywhere else and really get the money that he wants, right? Yeah. Which he can't get that there. He can't get that in the Cowboys. If he can't get that long term, if they're going to pay Dak long term.
Now the Cowboys are one of the richest franchises.
They are. I will say that
in sports. So they do have tons of money to throw around. They have $77.3 million in cap space. So they do have quite a bit of money.
That's a lot. But where else do they want to use that money? You know what I'm saying?
This is showing their needs as quarterback, wide receiver, and safety. They'll probably draft a safety.
Yeah.
They'll probably draft a receiver too, but I think they're gonna keep Cooper. I can't see Jerry Jones wanting to get rid of Cooper after the stellar season he had.
Yeah. Well, I for sure see them franchise tagging Cooper. I'm just thinking future, right?
Right. I think next year he'll get paid.
Yeah. Okay. So it seems we're in agreement there, Amari Cooper. Next, we got Chris Harris, cornerback, Denver Broncos.
Chris Harris. So there's a lot of Chris Harris is getting up there in age. So he didn't have the best season. So he's probably not going to be demanding too much money. One team that stood out to me is needing cornerback help, losing both their cornerbacks this offseason, unless they do something about it, which doesn't look like they are, is the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
So I think the Chiefs are a good candidate for Chris Harris. He's got the veteran leadership. He's got the skill to play. He can play still. He's not washed up. He's just not as good as he once was. The fact they have the need for the cornerbacks and they don't have tons of money. So you figure they're looking for a good guy who's maybe on his back end but can provide the leadership, the skill that they need to continue their Super Bowl run. I feel like Chris Harris is that guy.
Yeah, I can agree with that for sure. Number 9, my boy Shaq Barrett.
I don't think there's much question surrounding, especially with Bucs fans. I don't think there's much question. Shaq Barrett's going to get the franchise tag.
Correct.
So Shaq Barrett is staying with Tampa Bay. Who knows what the Bucs will do with long-term contracts as of this year? Mm-hmm. But I think when it comes to next year, we'll see Shaq Barrett get a long-term deal.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm not 100% sure how these cap spaces, like how they come about, what gives them cap space. But I would imagine that the more money a team makes throughout the season, the more money they're going to be able to spend.
Yeah.
Another reason the Bucs could go for Tom Brady. Tom Brady's a big name, big ticket. A lot of people would pay to go see Tom Brady play.
That's true.
So if more people are paying to see Tom Brady play, more people are going to the games, more people are spending money, the more money they're going to have to sign someone next season. So it could be a very strategic move for the Bucs, as well as if they're trying to push for a Super Bowl run, which they would.
That's why I'm so torn. Is the whole I've always been a Brady hater, and a Bucs lover. So where does that fit? Where does that fit? If he's to come to the Bucs.
Dude, I'm just glad Eli Manning never went to the Patriots. I would have cried.
Now that would have been something I would have paid to watch.
Me cry or Brady to the Giants?
Brady to the Giants? Didn't you say Manning to the Patriots?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, that's what I meant. But I started thinking about like early rumors this offseason how Brady could go to the Giants. And that would have made me weep as well. I would have bawled my eyes out.
Okay, before we get to another Bucs player, there's one sandwiched in between these two Bucs guys. Jadeveon Clowney.
So Jadeveon Clowney, the Seahawks would love to keep Jadeveon Clowney, but I don't think they're willing to keep him at the price that he wants.
Yes.
So I think Jadeveon Clowney is on his way out. There were two teams on Jadeveon Clowney that really stuck out to me, and I'm kind of torn between them. The Bills were one of those teams. They have cap space. They need an edge rusher, and they're a contender. I would say the Bills are a serious contender right now. Him going there would not only be able to get paid, but he'd also be able to compete for a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
it's not just money. He's got the chance to go all the way. And on a team that's going up, I feel like that's a good decision for him. Another team that stood out for me, not really a Super Bowl contender, but they do have the money and they do have the need, would be the New York Giants. So I'm torn between the Bills and the Giants. I think I'm leaning more towards Jadeveon Clowney signing with the Bills, which is scary, but I think that would probably be his best move.
Yeah, and if that does happen, a couple weeks ago, I don't know how long it was. I think it was even in the NFL season towards the end. I said the Bills are winning the AFC East next year. If they get Clowney,
that's a very scary defense.
I'm locking them in for that.
That's a very scary defense with Clowney.
All right, number 11.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that.
Okay.
Number 11. No, that's what. You know what? Let's get to number 12.
No. Let's tackle number 11.
What about 13? 13 looks good.
Let's tackle number 11.
Okay, number 11. Jameis Winston.
All right. Jameis Winston, goodbye, Tampa Bay. Go ahead and say goodbye. He's not coming back. He wants too much money. He doesn't play well enough to get that much money. The Bucs have learned. The Bucs have experienced the struggle and the heartbreak for too many years. It's time for both of them to get new scenery. Jameis Winston is going to the Indianapolis Colts. They got the money to pay him. They got the money to make a big name signing. That's where he's going. He's going to the Colts.
Okay.
Anything from you?
Well, here's the thing: is I've been vouching for Winston all throughout from the beginning of Elevated Sports. I've established myself as a Winston believer.
You really shouldn't have been.
Well, I am. But here's the thing. Obviously, my desire is that he gets one more shot in this system.
Is your desire for the Bucs to win, or is it for Jameis to have another chance to blow it?
My desire is that the Bucs would have a chance to win, which is why I think they should give Jameis another chance in this system.
Another chance.
Give them one more chance.
Why don't we give?
But here's the thing.
Why don't we give Ty Lue another chance? Why don't we go give whatever coach you want to think of? Why don't we go give
Ty Lue's an NBA champion. Do not disrespect Ty Lue. Ty Lue is an NBA champion. Do not disrespect Tyronn Lue in this house. We respect Tyronn Lue.
Dude, Allen Iverson didn't respect Tyronn Lue.
And that's why he's not welcome in this house.
Yes, he is. If Allen Iverson knocked on that door and walked through that door, woohoo!
I would say, you disrespected Tyronn Lue. Get out of here. Okay, anyway, back to football. My desire is that he would get... I like Jameis, okay? I see the good, I see the potential in Jameis, unlike this guy right here.
It's like let's give Jason Garrett one more chance. One more chance. Oh no, we'll give Jason Garrett one more chance. How many times are you going to keep giving him a chance? He keeps leading you to mediocrity. You want to win. You don't need mediocrity. You need above that. That's what it's like giving Jameis Winston another year.
Anyway, that's my desire, but here's the thing. It's starting to look like that it's more likely than not that Jameis does not return to the Buccaneers. So that's just what I've seen. That's just what I'm hearing. Obviously, I would not be mad if Jameis was to return to the Bucs. I would be happy if Jameis returned to the Bucs. If he came back and sucked, I wouldn't be happy.
You're not expecting that, though. Why aren't you expecting
I'm not
that?
expecting that if he comes back, because I think this year, and I say this time and time again, you've heard me say this millions of times, I think this year could be the year.
Yeah. Well, obviously, from January, February, and March, we have learned that 2020 is not the year for anything.
That is true.
2020 is not the year for anything.
That's true. But the Super Bowl is not played in 2020. It's played in 2021.
Yeah,
So,
but you have to do good in 2020 to get to the Super Bowl in 2021.
not if the coronavirus backs it up.
Okay. All right, next.
Byron Jones, cornerback for the Dallas Cowboys.
He will no longer be the cornerback for the Dallas Cowboys. He is going elsewhere. I have him going to the Detroit Lions.
Detroit Lions.
Let's see, how much cap space? I think they had like 40-some-odd million cap space. Byron Jones is going to get paid.
Yeah.
He's a good cornerback. I believe they got rid of Darius Slay, the Lions. Where'd it go? Oh.
Was that 47 million?
47.7 million. Slay may go. Slay may leave, and if Slay leaves, they need someone to fill that spot, that gap. Because Slay was he was a great player. I think Byron Jones would be a great next step for him. He's young, and he's good.
Yeah.
He's going to get a lot. They're going to be able to pay him, and he would be the perfect replacement for Darius Slay. So I think if Slay goes, we're definitely going to see Byron Jones go to the Lions.
I agree. I like that. 13. Anthony Harris, safety for the Minnesota Vikings.
I believe he remains with the Vikings.
I think we said that. I think we talked about the potential franchise tag on him.
Yeah, and that's something that NFL.com has highlighted. They're like, Anthony Harris is a free agent that the Vikings should prioritize bringing back.
Yeah.
So I don't see Anthony Harris going anywhere. Yeah, he's staying.
Okay. 14, Corey Littleton, linebacker for the Los Angeles Rams.
So, reading through this, they describe Corey Littleton as a 4-down linebacker who can play in coverage. He can make the tackles, and he can even play special teams. Multi-tool player. But I don't see him going back to the Rams. For some reason, I just don't see it. And the team that made the most sense to me, oddly enough, was the Browns. I think he's going to the Cleveland Browns. They don't think Joe Scobert, whatever his name is, they don't think he's coming back.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. For some reason, Corey Littleton in a Browns uniform just makes sense to me. And I don't really have an explanation why. They need a linebacker, and they got $62 million in cap space, so maybe that's why. But I don't know. It's just something about it seems right.
Well, do you think the Browns go... Well, I don't think we've actually talked about any other linebackers on this list.
I don't think so. No, we haven't.
No, we haven't. So that's the best available linebacker on the market then. The Browns.
I know. I
appreciate the Browns banter on the show.
I didn't think I was going to mention the Browns. They don't deserve to be mentioned.
That's a wild card. Let's move on. Number 15. We got, 6 left? Justin Simmons.
There's not much to talk about here. He has been franchise tagged by the Denver Broncos. If you watched our franchise tag tracker video, I don't remember which half of the video it was, but I did have Justin Simmons getting franchise tagged. Jamie then informed me that it was almost certain he was going to get franchise tagged. It is now official. He has been franchise tagged.
Yes.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! That's how it works. That's how life works. 16. Brandon Scherf.
Where did I have him go?
He is a guard for the Washington Redskins.
So, yes, he is. He will not be with the Washington Redskins because the Redskins are a dumpster fire. This man is a good offensive guard. He can get paid. He deserves to go elsewhere. Team that really needs an offensive line, especially an offensive guard. Do you know who that is, Billy?
Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
No. Actually, it didn't even... It's for here, it said the Tampa Bay Buccaneers needed a tackle.
Okay.
No. A guard. The Seattle Seahawks. I have Brandon Scherf going to the Seattle Seahawks.
Okay.
You got to protect Russell Wilson. Just imagine if Russell Wilson had an offensive line, how great of a player he would be.
Yeah.
He's already a really good quarterback, but with an offensive line, I think he'd just be that much better.
Yeah.
So I see Brandon Scherf going there. He's staying in the division, just moving. The Redskins are on the East Coast, and no, he's not staying in the division at all. I keep thinking the Redskins are in Washington State. He's going across country.
District of Columbia for those uneducated watching the show.
Yes, he's going across the country.
Yeah. Here's number 17. Yannick
Ngakoue. Yes.
Jaguars defensive end.
Also
has been franchise tagged.
Also, you watched that franchise tag tracker.
We called it.
Predicted
You
it.
called it.
Predicted it. Don't remember which half it's in. It just made too much sense. He's a great young defensive talent. The Jags would be ridiculous to get rid of him. They would literally have no one else left on the defense.
Yeah.
So, good move by them. Made sense.
18, another edge rusher, Eric Armstead from San Francisco.
Has not been franchise tagged yet, but you predicted he would be franchise tagged. I strongly believe he'll be franchise tagged. Excellent defensive player.
Yeah.
I believe Eric Armstead stays with the 49ers.
Here's an interesting one. Bridgewater. Teddy Theodore.
Teddy H2O.
Yep.
Teddy Bridge H2O. I think you already know.
Well, he's not staying with the Saints.
He's not staying with the Saints. And I have Tom Brady leading the Patriots.
Yes.
So, it only makes sense that Teddy Bridgewater fills that gap. I have Teddy Bridgewater going to the Patriots. I would love to see it. I love Teddy Bridgewater. I think he has a great game. He's been kind of, put down these past couple seasons because of injury. You know, almost lost his whole knee. I don't know. It makes too much sense to me. I would love to see Teddy Bridgewater go to the Patriots. They need a quarterback. They got a little bit of money. We'll see how much they have if they re-sign Devin McCourty, or maybe even franchise tag him. We'll see what happens.
I could. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I'm tired for those of you guys watching. I could see that working, Patriots. There obviously has been. Wow, I'm really tired.
You need the seventh wind.
The seventh wind is coming. I don't know if it'll arrive though. There has been talk about him going to the Bucks. I think we did discuss the possibility of him going to the Colts at one point. But I don't know. Bridgewater's a wild card. He's a wild card for me.
Yeah, I mean, he had a couple good games last season for the Saints.
Yeah.
But I think when it comes to his full potential, everybody's still trying to gauge where he's at.
Yeah, for sure. And last but not least, we have Bud Dupree, another edge rusher from the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I do not have him leaving the Steelers. I don't remember exactly what this said, but I believe Bud Dupree was a big priority for them. He may even receive their franchise tag. Let's see, where did it go? What did it say? Here's the thing. The Steelers have no cap space. They have $1.6 million.
Correct.
So they could possibly buy some toilet paper off of eBay right now, but that's about it. But it's reported that they're going to tag Bud Dupree. Doesn't surprise me at all. I don't remember who I put on the franchise tag tracker, but we're going to say that I had that as well. Just to flex on you. So...
And if you want to know if that he actually did, go watch the franchise tag tracker video.
And if you don't find it in part 1, go through and watch all of part 2.
Oh gosh.
It's a insurance, make sure you watch the videos.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that is the top 20 free agents.
21 was Tannehill, and we even got to talk a little bit about Tannehill.
We did.
Anyway, like this video, let us know what you think, comment. What do you think is going to happen in NFL free agency? What do you think your favorite team's going to do? Where your favorite player is going to go? Let us know. Like the video, comment, subscribe. Check out the description for our social medias and the podcast. Do we still have a podcast?
Check the description and find out.
There you go. We'll see you later.